Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 1 o'clock p.m. hour for our winter storm for January 19th, 2025. This hour, we're starting to see a lot more observations of snow breaking out over northern New Jersey at about 1 o'clock, pretty much at the expected start time, so that's pretty good. We still see warm conditions on the coast as expected, but the warming has pretty much stopped. And so at this point now, we're starting to see a little bit more colder air starting to work in. In Freehold, for example, we topped out at about 38.1 degrees Fahrenheit. It has since dropped down to 37.6 with a mix of rain, snow, and sleet. No accumulation, but certainly a wintry mix and real cold feel out there, with our conditions taking shape over to the west, right around the I-95 corridor, are reports of snow. So, for example, around Mount Holly, we're seeing snow at 34 degrees. In Philadelphia, we're getting snow. I just heard a report of a little bit of sleet. That doesn't surprise me. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the current observations, light snow at 35 degrees. So, over much of eastern Pennsylvania, the cold air is clearly taking hold, especially off towards east central Pennsylvania. Let's say around Harrisburg, you're getting a nice moderate snow with a little bit of freezing fog, visibility around a half a mile. So everything's pretty much evolving as expected. We're seeing that moderate band showing up in Hazleton with visibility below a mile. So again, everything's evolving as expected. Those of you worried about the QPF on the HRR, I was seeing some of that. Look, guys, the observations are clear, and to me, when I'm in these situations, I always say observations are king, right? So when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing a storm that's evolving pretty much as forecasted. You see this area right here. This area of subsidence, which is still reporting precipitation, but light precipitation, is due to the strong lifting here and here. So as a result, you get the sinking air here. You're going to see that a lot through today, where because of the mesoscale banding that's going to be setting up in this system, you're going to see that feature quite a bit. Now, what's really interesting is the back end right here. As our upper level low shifts towards the coast and our surface low pressure system continues to organize and ride along the stationary boundary, you're going to see this band back here intensify very nicely. And that's what's going to support the potential later on this afternoon, evening, especially this evening, of snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour as it marches through eastern Pennsylvania and heads towards the coast. And I would say from about 5 to 8 p.m. this evening, it's going to be rather rough driving around, let's say, the New York City Metro, Central New Jersey, Philadelphia Metro as well, heading out of that Eagles game. It's going to be a bit dicey, so definitely use some caution. Be prepared to take some time if traveling home from the playoff game. Overall, though, pretty much I'm not seeing any surprises in the evolution of this storm. The movement of our low pressure system is pretty much as expected. You're starting to see pressure falls heading towards the southern portion of the Delmarva Peninsula, pretty much as expected on the storm track. And again, our low pressure system around 1005 millibars. Weak low pressure system, again, part of the overall forecast that we've been sticking with for the past 5 days. On the infrared satellite picture, see these cold cloud tops, see how they're rapidly growing. This is due to the stronger lifting that's starting to take shape here, and really driving the support of a nice mesoscale band, a marching band, a deformation band, just marching right across the northern mid-Atlantic. And you can start to see that evolution showing up very nicely here on the water vapor satellite picture too. So you can see our thermal gradient setting up pretty nicely here at 850 millibars. We still have some warm air transport at the mid levels. As this feature here shifts off the coast this afternoon, you're going to see a shift in the transport from the Atlantic to basically New England and the Eastern Great Lakes, where we have some very cold air. So when we take a look at 925 millibars, same scenario. Notice the winds are backing much faster here as our low pressure system at 925 millibars starts to develop and shift off the coast. Notice the cold air transport that's starting to take shape over eastern Pennsylvania. That's why we're keeping these guys all snow. I-95 corridor still having that warm air transport, keeping that wintry mix in place and rain on the coast. But then as we see this whole low pressure system shift over the coastal waters, with the main event really taking shape for accumulating snowfall from 3 to 10 p.m., you're going to see those temperatures fall and the forecasts evolve as expected. So again, here we have the precipitation taking shape, and now we watch to see the storm grow. See you again in about an hour. In the meantime, stay safe out there.